Jared, it's great seeing you again, man, because the last time I saw you, of course, it was in Toronto. First up with RBCX Music had themselves an industry party. You came over, introduced yourself. Hey, didn't realize how tall you were, man. Like, how tall are you?
I'm 6'4". I used to play ball in college, so
You look taller than 6'4", man. I would have given you at least 6'7". I don't know if it was the drinks or whatever else, but you had the height going there on me, man. But it was great having the chance to talk to you, man. How was the party for you?
amazing, overwhelming. I'm coming from Calgary, so we just don't have the music industry like it occurs in Toronto. So just meeting people that are representing these amazing institutions like different labels, PR companies, management, and all just amazing people, very relatable, and just made me feel right at home, especially with you, Rudy.
Thank you, my friend. I'm just curious. Are you in Calgary now? Or are you still in Toronto?
I'm in Calgary. Yep, Calgary, Alberta.
What's the weather like there over there right now, man?
Right now it's a little bit chilly, a little bit of rain, but like 2 days ago we were pushing positive 40 degrees Celsius.
Okay, so what you had there has been sent over to us because that's what we're dealing with now. So blessings on you, man, for getting the nice, cool weather going over there, man. But
Yeah.
the real heat is what you've been doing musically, and of course, being part of RBCX Music. How does it feel, man, being part of this year's 2023? First up with RBCX Music alumnus.
It's been amazing. I I've been appreciating this program so much. I am a type of person that learns definitely by doing, and a lot of this tangible support that this program has provided for me has already just done wonders on my career. Um, so yeah, that plus just this last artist summit that I was in Toronto for, getting to connect with everyone. Um, just I feel like I'm a part of a community of people that actually care about me, care about my music, and I work better, I think, also in a team environment. And so it feels great to not be doing this alone anymore, for sure.
How did you find out about it?
So actually, I was a part of the RBC Launchpad program, which was before this one, RBC sponsored program. And through that, an artist named Zen Soul, who actually did the First Up program as well. I was just inspired by her, and we played the fundraiser, the final show for that program together. We co-headlined the show, and through that, I met her manager, who is now my manager as well. And he was the one who sort of put me on to this program because of all the wonders it did for Zen Soul and her career. So it was a part of the program all along.
Fantastic, man. Now, for folks who don't know what the program's all about, what is it exactly?
So RBCX Music has supported already 200 artists. It takes artists through a year-long program of providing tangible and real support in the form of a booking agent, PR support, um, management support. So partnerships for live shows include Live Nation. Partnership for some of these more distribution type things include TikTok and a whole bunch of other groups. And so these are the ingredients to really bake the cake when it comes to being a musician, for sure.
What's it done for you so far for your career, man? Has it boosted?
Yeah, absolutely. So I just played a show, actually opened for an R&B artist named Pink Sweats. And so it was amazing to get my music and my sound in front of larger artists that actually appreciate that type of music, especially coming from a city like Calgary. It's more country music dominated. Um, if if there's a group that can actually put you in front of the right fans that are curated to receive your music, it does wonders. It's hard to explain exactly what it does, but I feel like I'm riding this wave of momentum that is so encouraging.
Well, congratulations on that, man. And let's talk about your career because if you remember in our conversation, that was one of the jokes that I had for you. Because when you say, "Yeah, I'm from Calgary, Alberta," and I said, "You're from Calgary." He said, "Yeah,"
Yeah.
and I said, "And what kind of music do you do?" R&B. And I'm like, wait a second.
Wait a
I
sec.
know for the last couple of weeks, I've been doing a lot of interviews from people from Calgary. They were all country,
Yeah.
not one. Then I sat back. I thought, let me think about the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, not picking out too many R&B artists from Calgary. I might get a little rock, maybe some pop. Ain't getting
Yeah.
R&B from that.
It's true.
How do you end up being the standout, my friend? How do you end up breaking the mold in Calgary?
Well, Rudy, I am one of four boys. And so as it was, my mom couldn't afford to put us in hockey. And so put me in basketball. That was free. I came across the movie Space Jam. I got the soundtrack. I heard Monica, I heard D'Angelo, I heard R. Kelly, I heard a whole bunch of these different artists, and I just fell in love from a young age because it weaved perfectly into the sport that I was, finding my identity in at the time.
Isn't that incredible? So here you are, you're playing basketball.
Yeah.
You end up watching the classic Space Jam,
Mhm.
and that's
Mhm.
what's and that's what sets your career going. That's incredible. I'm just curious. Do you have the DVD or whatever?
Oh yeah, I got it. I got the vinyl as well. I just found that. So
I
it's a
didn't know that was
beautiful
on
album.
vinyl.
It is. Yeah, if you can find it. I actually played a show at uh a festival here in Calgary called Sled Island, and one of the shows was in a record shop. And so right before I went on stage, I made a purchase and I just carried my bag on stage with me, and I'm like holding Space Jam and singing. I'm like, you know what? This is a moment. I don't know what's going on, but this is special.
Yeah, especially since you don't want somebody pinching that vinyl. So yeah,
Yes, exactly.
I would have done the exact same thing too. I've always said that when it comes to telling stories and not knocking any of the other genres, but country, hip hop, R&B, they're
Mm-hmm.
able to tell great stories.
Mm-hmm.
Is that one of the reasons why that you enjoy R&B, because you can tell great stories through music?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I think even building on telling a good story, I think it's how you tell the story. And
Mm-hmm.
I've always found R&B to be just like the a way to tell a story with so much soul and so much emotion and so much feeling, um, that it makes stories make more sense for me, through the lens of that genre specifically.
Now, music has no color, but still I have to ask, when you started, performing on stage and doing what you're doing, were you considered a standout? Did people go like I did, really? You're doing R&B? Was it like that? I'm just curious.
Yeah, for sure. And I like that. I kind of use that, I think, to my advantage. Um, when I'm in Toronto, people are like, "Oh, this guy does R&B. He's from Calgary. That's interesting." Like, let's work. Or if I'm in Calgary, it's like, "Oh, we've been listening to at the Stampede. We listen to country shows all week long." Like, oh, there's a little bit of an R&B bone in me somewhere, and I'm really appreciating this artist as something different. So, um, I get that a lot, definitely. And it's just the environment I feel more comfortable, I guess, based on nature, nurture. There's a whole debate around how I got to where I am now, but here I am.
But let's not try to make this out like, oh, the freak show, whatever, because the Calgary Stampede, we were talking about this, and I saw that they were doing a lot of shows and a lot of performances. There was a stage that had a lot of R&B, pop, things like that, because I remember seeing we follow each other, Nelly Furtado. She was
Yeah.
performing down there.
Yeah, she was. And so we had also, I mean, it was crazy. We had Ashanti, we had ASAP Ferg, we had Lil Yachty, we had, yeah, Jesse Reyes, we had um Ludacris, we had Pitbull, we had Shaggy, we had all these artists. Coffee, she's a young Jamaican artist who's doing a lot of cool
Yes.
things now. She was there. That was probably my favorite show, actually, the whole Stampede on the record.
And just so you
um
know, Coffee's performing here this weekend too at the Beer Fest.
Man, if I would recommend it for anyone just not to miss that show. Do whatever you got to do to get to it, because her band, her stage presence, it was incredible, and really introduced me to a lot of aspects I felt of Jamaica through her concert and through her visuals. So that was amazing. Pink Sweats, he's another current R&B artist. So it was just full. I actually didn't see one country concert at the Calgary Stampede.
Sounds like they're all busy over there, man. For what you did you perform there also?
And I performed there. Yeah, I opened up for Pink Sweats. Yeah.
How was that, man?
It was incredible. That was the best experience of my life so far with music. Just hearing people now at this stage of my career, like singing back the words of my songs, coming out to the show for me. Um, it made me feel so connected. And so like I'm carrying a bit of a weight now of how I want to serve my fans and serve the people that are resonating with the story that I'm telling. So it was the most encouraging thing. That's all I can say. Yeah.
Now, what kind of stories do you like to tell through your music?
Yeah, I use music as my own personal therapy. The music has to do something for me first before I think it can actually do anything for anyone else. Um, and so I'm just telling the story of my life. And so recently I became a father. My daughter's actually 2 years old. Thank you. Proud father of a I'm a proud girl dad. And that experience really rocked my life in a startling way at first, but in the most beautiful way as it's kind of played out. To have like a real deep love that centers me through the midst of like all of this storm we call life, has been something that has really inspired my music, um, and given me something like a bigger purpose to actually work for as well.
What kind of songs are we looking at right now, man? What have you dropped? I saw some things on your website. What's the single out right now, man?
Tell Me, featuring City Fidelia. He is a rapper in Toronto doing some cool things. And so it was a blessing to be able to collaborate East and West in that way. So yeah, I dropped that about a month ago. And
What's the song
I got
about?
one coming as well. Tell Me. Tell Me is about an old crush, I guess you could say, about a relationship. And the lyrics of the chorus is just tell me, do I cross your mind? Um, and it's kind of that I was able to do a residency, so I was living in a hotel making music, and a lot of times to just sit and think. And yeah, I was thinking about a specific person, um, and that we've kind of grown apart over the years. But that one definitely goes out to her.
Now, I'm curious, man. It's interesting you say that. Do we, like, we could be in some great, amazing relationships, but
Right.
do we ever get over the crush, even though we know it didn't work out? We broke
Yeah.
up. It could have been, you never know. It could have been toxic. You don't know what the reason why
Mhm.
is. It, when we listen to this song,
Yeah.
do we ever get over that crush?
Hmm. Entirely, I think no, definitely no. You never do. And it's tough. I mean, I'm personally not, I'm a single father. Like I'm not in a relationship. So it's like harder for me probably to answer this question honestly, say if I was in a relationship. But now that we're doing this interview at this point in my life, I can honestly say no, you never truly fully get over that person, I believe.
Well, I hope she hears it and cross fingers on that, man.
Hey, you never
Whatever
know.
the future holds.
You never.
What about an EP or an album? Are we looking at anything in the future?
Yeah, so fall 2023, I'm dropping my album Lost in Translation. And it's just navigating this time that I feel is sort of an in between sort of phase of my life. Um, and again, living in this hotel, a lot of time to sort of think and look back on my life, you know, pre having a kid, and now kind of where it's headed with music. And at my age, I'm actually 33 years old. So I'm at an interesting point in my life where I feel like I feel quite young again because I'm just figuring everything out all over again. Like all these other people, all these other kids in the program, I'm like, yo, you're 18 years old. Like, Luna L is probably an artist you might interview soon. Like she's a powerhouse and she's 18, you know, and we were able to talk as peers, as musicians. And so I just feel like I'm learning a lot all over again.
I tell you something, man. I thought you were 24, so you do not look your age. So you can
Thanks
be
so
happy
much.
with that, man. You still look very young, so be extremely happy with that. What about shows? Any shows going to be happening in your hometown, and any chances you're going to be coming back to Toronto?
Yeah, I'll be coming back to Toronto in August, mostly just to continue working on the project. And I've got a self-promoted show that I've been calling the Jared Daniel Experience coming early October. And it was just my way to, you know, instead of it's great to come on as a guest in a show and to be booked for a show, but it was a whole different experience, to actually do something from my heart, extended out to people where people came dressed in like a color code. There was cocktails named after the lyrics of my songs. It was in an old historic building, over 100 years old, and with my choice band. Um, and I just controlled the whole thing top to bottom, and it was a lot of work, but it really meant a lot to a lot of people. And so we're running it back late September, early October. And so that's going to be in Calgary, and it's a model that I would love to kind of take across Canada in that way as well.
Fantastic. Look, my friend, as we wrap this up, I'm going to throw some jokes here at you. There is probably a 4 or 5 year old out there right now who years from now is going to knock on your door and say, "Excuse me, may I take your daughter out?" What message do you have for that person? Who does that? They're about 4 or 5 years old, so they can understand.
Man, that is a unique question that I have not been asked in an interview yet, and a thought that I have not processed. I'm
And
I'm just
remember,
gonna
you're
say that
6'4", so that's an
I'm
advantage.
6'4". I'm 6'4", but like if you see my girl, so my girl, we modeled together. You can see her face. She has no time for anyone not adding any value into her life, including me. And she stands on her 2 feet, sometimes firmer than I even do. So at this point, I'm just her representative. She's going to be handling her own business, and I'm just going to have her back 100% of the ways. So, get prepared, watch out, good luck. Like these are all the words that I'm going to be telling this kid for sure.
I love it, man. Look, congratulations on the family. Congratulations on the career and the music. Congratulations on breaking stereotypes. We need more of that. Continued success in the future, and looking forward to talking to you more, man, when the LP comes out and everything else you're doing, man. Just congrats on life.
Thanks, Rudy. Really appreciate it.